at some point, this enigma known as Kevin reached out to me and was like, "Hey, you do music?"
Yeah.
And I was like, so, just to briefly touch on that, I've been writing and recording music since I was like about 15 years old. And, just locally and trying to make a name for myself and stuff. And I guess enough so that it reached him at some point or another. He had heard about me through some people, and he reached out and he was like, well, he's like, my dude Cody, he makes beats and stuff, and he's like living kind of close to your area. He's looking for people to work with. You should hit him up. And I've gotten other messages like that. You're similar to that, throughout my time of doing music and stuff. And a lot of times I'll just be like, oh yeah, okay, like not even hitting them up. But something, I don't know what it was that I was like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna hit this dude up though. And he jokes that I sent him this like super professional.
I should have pulled it up. If I would have known we were gonna talk about this, I would have pulled it up and wrote it. This dude tried to big league me. Like
he was talking to you like he was a real life,
like his manager.
Like one of them.
Yeah. Which I mean, hey, respect. I'm not.
Now, I don't know if that was me attempting to make myself look professional or if Kevin had talked him up as some sort of genius.
Maybe you thought I was a professional.
And
I don't think so.
So I was like, I have to.
Big dog.
I was like, I have to sound good when I send this.
Yeah, I don't know. So, and it's funny you say that too, because I mean, I'll let you tell your perspective of this, but when I had just moved in this space, and for people that don't know, everything that we do is in my garage, but I've built it. It's not just a garage anymore. It's a full studio. Yeah. We're currently sitting in it right now in the like video room right now. But before all that was even built, I literally was in my house and just boxes. And I had just moved out here. He hit me in the email. I'm like, cool, pull up. He pulls up. And then at this moment, I'm like, okay, I don't really work with artists yet. So this is my time. So I bring him in. I'm like, what kind of beat you want? He's like, I'm not real sure. I'm like, okay, I'm just cook you something up. I made him something like, it felt like it was like 20 minutes. I don't know how long it was. It was fast though.
Yeah, it's always fast with this guy.
Yeah. So then ask my girl. No, just kidding. But I wanted to impress him though. Was my point. And something worked that day.
I was gonna say I did come out here, and I can remember pretty vividly. The first couple of times we hung out, we were just in his house and sitting on his couch, and this dude's like playing video games when I get here and stuff, and we just go in and we're chilling, and he pulls out like the laptop or whatever. He's like, I'll make you something. And I don't remember the beat particularly, but I know, I know for sure. I was like, the speed in which he did it was one of the things that impressed me, because I was coming from a place where people were making me beats, but it was like, we're sitting here for like a few hours and making a beat. Like I'm falling asleep. We're still making the beat and it's like not even fleshed out yet. Like, so I'm thinking like, okay, I'm gonna be sitting here with this dude for a few hours and he's gonna be doing this. And then like 20 minutes later, he's like, boom, boom, boom. He's like, here it is. It's done and laid out. And I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna work great.
I don't know how long it would have been after that, but then Dave then started living by you.
Yeah.
And then I remember when that happened, you had hung out a couple times, and then you had talked about you did video, and it was like, you came to me and you were like, hey, can I bring so and so?
I'll kind of introduce that, and then I'll let him take it from there. Yeah. I was standing in the hallway. Me and Dave were living in like the same project building for a long time. I was there for several years, and I had known ATG for a while, or Dark Cloud. This man goes by a million different names. I call him Geese. But anyways, we had already been working together for a while, and I was standing outside one day, with I think I was with my cousin. Was I with Randy?
Yeah, I was with Randy and Megan.
Yeah, so I was with some of my family, and we're just standing out there. I think maybe I was playing a song,
you was playing them the video for Dark Clouds.
Okay, okay.
So that's what it was.
So that was like the first video that me and him tried to shoot together.
Yeah, we shot it in a day.
Yeah, we shot it in here in the garage, and we just shot it in a day. We were like, let's try to shoot something. And so we did that. That was like our first video venture together. So I'm showing them this, and this dude, Dave, strolls out in the hallway and overhears it or starts talking. He's like, well, I do music. I was like, oh, okay. Like, well, let's hear something. And I think he might have played me something then, and then from there, I was impressed enough to where I came back to ATG, and I was like, hey, I got this guy. I think we should bring him out here.
Yeah, like whenever whenever I had walked out in the hallway that day, bro, it was like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't want to be like the creepy neighbor dude that just, you know what I'm saying, just want to walk over there and be trying to get in people's face and stuff
you
like
did,
that.
though.
But I definitely did because I heard that music, you know what I'm saying? And when I'm like, who is this? He's like, me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh yeah. And in my mind, dog, please forgive me for saying this, y'all, because I love y'all.
I already know what he's
I
about
love
to
y'all,
say.
yo.
We all know what he's about to say.
But for me, when I find a white boy that tell me he could rap, bro, you best come with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't, bro, I'm on your ass. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like we end up chopping it up a couple times, and he tell me like, "Yo, come to the studio with me, whatever, boom, boom." So we link up, come to the studio, and I remember my first time coming in here. It looks absolutely nothing like it did back then, right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I just remember coming in here, and we recorded some type of song about money. I can't remember what it is, but it was a song about money. I remember that.
Yeah.
And it was like the first time all three of us had ever worked together. So obviously it wasn't that great. You know what I'm saying? It was like
it was all right.
it wasn't trash.
Yeah.
We don't remember it.
Yeah, but we definitely don't remember it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
we was all filling each other out, you know what I'm saying? And then you know, time just kept going by, and that's whenever we started working on Serendipity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's whenever we got to getting in there. Like that's whenever the bond started to become like,
yeah,
you know, the three best friends anybody could have. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know, after that, I was kind of taken back because ATG had to go. He had to leave for a minute. You know what I'm saying?
And that leads into you guys chapter.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So I'll just give like a quick. Them saying I had to leave. At a certain point, I wanted two things. I wanted more knowledge to help the team, but I also wanted something on the wall that says I know what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
That way, trying to make money for myself, I could say, hey, I know what I'm doing, you know, bringing clients in and stuff. Well, so I went to Full Sail University. It's in Orlando, if you don't know. So we're from Ohio, and that's not even close. So, you know, I moved away for like 2 years. Well, year and a half, 2 years, something like that.
It was almost 2.
Yeah. So then did that. And I met Mike at Full Sail, and it's like we joke about this a lot, but Mike's not like, he's from like 40 minutes from where we're sitting right now. So I had to travel like 16 or 18 hours to go live somewhere to meet someone that lives 40 minutes away.
Mm-hmm.
So
that just shows you how much that was like meant to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
that is serendipity. That's
exactly.
Yeah. That's kind of weird. Big picture wise, that's weird.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But you know, I got into my first class, and then I see Mike, and he's got, I think he had like an Ohio State or like a Cavs thing on or something.
Oh yeah, the Cavs had. I had that for the whole time.
Yeah,
we were there.
yeah. And I was like, oh, you know, are you just a sports fan? Or are you from there? He's like, no, I'm from there. I'm like, where from? And then we find out we live close together. And then, at that point, I wasn't trying to poach Mike as an artist or engineer or anything. At that point, he was just like someone I was like cool with. And then we saw each other a couple more times, and we kind of clicked, and it was cool. And then more time went by, and then I was trying to get him mix work. And then when I knew he was coming back, then it was like, okay, well, you know, when you're back and when I'm back, you know, link up with me,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll kind of, you know, do what I was saying, because I told him everything. I told him about these two and what I'm trying to do and all kinds of stuff. And at the time, I was looking at him to, you know, engineer for me, mix, like just kind of help take the workload off. Because even at that time, I wasn't an artist yet.
Mm.
It was actually in Florida, being away from these two, not having anyone to record. I just started recording my own songs, just kind of to, you know, stay up on my craft. And then I made a song called Loner that's actually out. You could go listen to it. But when I sent that off, you know, Sep's telling me like, no, that's it now. Like, you're an artist now. Welcome to the team. So at that point, that happened. So then I get Mike involved. Mike mixes a couple of my songs. When we were all back here, then I wanted to bring Mike on, but I wasn't sure what he had going on career wise or anything. So then when he had free time, I poached him and just say, hey, you want to be part of the team. And then that just actually kind of coincide with, you and your band kind of having timing stuff going on, or I don't know if it was creative differences or, I wasn't in the band, but,
Right.
but overall, I just saw it as an opportunity. And like you said, I talked you into kind of trying your own venture, and now you're here.
Like I remember talking like on our breaks outside, we'd be like sitting out there and he's like, listen, and he laid out exactly what this is and all about what like Mystery Lane's about. We didn't have the name obviously,
No.
but like he laid out the whole point of it. It
Yeah.
was like, listen, I'm not saying that you have to do this, but if you want to be a part of it, I'd love to bring you on. I'm like, yeah, man, of course. And then like the second we get back here, it already starts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
Like-
I would say this about him. We just had like a 3-hour group meeting before we started filming this. This man's all about plans, which is good because I was just about to say any plan I've ever heard him make, it's happened.
Mhm.
I've never
yeah.
heard this man make a plan that didn't happen. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean,
Yeah, I'm kind of I don't know, like an obsessive
So,
thinker.
yeah,
So like I
like-
just can't.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Even him just saying that just reminded me like, whenever I first heard about you, I had never met you yet or nothing. You know what I'm saying? I had no idea who you was, but Geese kept telling me like, hey, I got this guy, his name's Mike.
mhm.
He knows how to master. And I'm like, well, tell him come on. Like,
Yeah.
what,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? He like, well, we gotta test him out first. Let's
Oh,
see.
yeah.
Let's see what happens. You know what I mean? So that's when I think it might have been either Fiend or One of a Kind. One
I
of the
think
two.
I think it was Fiend. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. And you had mastered that. Bro, he let me hear it. And whenever I heard it, I'm immediately, bro, I'm like, he's in, bro.
Yeah.
Like, let him in. Like,
Yeah.
tell him he gotta
Yeah.
come on.
I
bro.
can remember that too. There was just something about how it sounded. I was like, oh, I was like, this is nice.
I think you had actually already
Oh,
mixed
man.
them like completely.
Oh yes, yeah.
And you showed it to me. I'm like, oh, this is dope. Like, and I was like, well, what does he need me for? He already mixed it. Like, it already sounds good. Like,
Yeah.
And so he was like, I just want to see what you do with it. So I took it, and you were like, I'm not giving you any notes. Just do what
Yeah.
you would do. And I'm like, all right.
Well, it's funny too because like I don't know if you know. Maybe you do in hindsight, but I don't know if you knew in the moment. But me being like, no, you just do what you want, man. That's
Mhm.
me being like, oh, you're trying out right now. You
Yep.
just don't know it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like yeah.
It's the
Like
test.
that's the like in gym when you got to climb the rope.
Yeah.
Like he was climbing the rope, he just didn't know it.
And that's like full circle back to our stories. Like we just always kind of, you got to test that, person to see like,
Oh yeah.
test them out a little bit. So,
Yeah.
everybody here, everybody sitting at this table has passed the
Yeah.
test.